properties. Use OBS. Recording doesn't pick up audio. I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird fix I'm trying to do. That's fine. Alright, so let's get started. Because it's something I've been really wanting to do. Because it's been a while. And I mean, I'm doing these I'm grinding Halloween, so I thought I might as well just, might as well just do this while I'm at it. So here, the idea is, for an introduction, the idea is that every unit is decently usable with unique. It's just, how good is it with unique? And if you really wanted to use, well, basically, okay, I'm gonna start now. The idea of this tier list is basically, if you really, really want to use a character, how far would you have to go to use it? And some characters just can't be used. And that's why Garbage tier exists. But everything above this is theoretically, if you get unique on it or something, usable to some extent. It doesn't have to be in endgame content. It could just be while doing your dailies or something. Like if you want to do your daily infinites or whatever. Or if you want to farm like some old raids or something. These should be units that, And I remember last time I did this tier list, or at least a very similar one, the actual 18.5, this is now 9, this has been updated. But there was only like 6 units or something that were completely unusable. Every other one was like, I guess if you get unique, you can really, really force it if you really, really want to, Like, they were like, there was only like 10 units in the you can try tier, and even force both unique was smaller than you'd think. Almost every unit is here or above. I think like 75% are with maybe with the unique or higher. So, that's sort of the gist. We'll be going through the units with what's available right now through Anime Adventures Wiki. We'll also be, maybe using the Wayback Machine to see some of the older wiki articles about those units if it's available. If not, most units I feel like I have a general gist of where they belong. So I'll mostly be placing them, and then I'll be checking their wiki just to make sure if that's something I can do for that unit. Let me just check summon before I go, because I think this has changed. Sweet. Anything here? Yeah, Star Remnant. I'm happy I checked. Alright, so let's get started. I will first queue up, then I will start talking. But I think we can kind of get started whenever. So, here we have Aizen. Aizen obviously is a unit that is, very usable. It was a meta unit for a period of time. It got, unfortunately, nerfed, and the problem with nerfs in Anime Adventures is very often they just nerfed its SPA. They did this with Esdeath, and it's something they did with Aizen too. Aizen still ended up being a pretty decent unit just because he's hybrid full AoE, which is, how can you be that bad if that's your stat line? However, I mean, obviously, power creep's not been kind with him, especially characters with high SPA. He's very similar to Gon in that aspect, where Gon seems almost usable, but he just has a few too many negative aspects about him. Why are they not lined up properly? That's fine though, I guess. Sorry, give me 1 second. The windows do not want to line up. And we can even do this, I think. Okay, that's a little better, I think. Yeah. Alright, just readjusting the screens a little bit. And, so yeah. Aizen, unfortunately, nerfed a little too much to really still be a great unit, but he's, usable. I don't know if I'd put him in tier 2 even, but, I mean, his passive is interesting. Being something of note, it is a supportive passive. Um, I'm super unsure whether regen or health is better in first, to be honest, but I know we have bleeds, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. So yeah, Aizen, if I remember correctly from his wiki, he's about 150, or sorry, 220 or something. Damage, but we'll double check. Yep. So yeah, 220, 15 SPA, upgrade 9 can hit, and it's so hard. I mean, he can't be bad with a passive like this, but it's so hard to really determine how valuable it is. But being a full AoE, slightly high or slightly low damage, to be honest. Um, Obviously, any curse significantly increases damage because of this. Um, but because, you know, the higher your SPA, the more a curse that decreases your SPA is effective. So like a 10% would decrease it by 1.5 seconds, for instance, which is significant. And that also decreases his active ability, which is also pretty cool. 6 minutes, however, 6 minutes. You could basically just use it once. I feel like, because when you really need it, it'll be there once, and the chance of it being around a second time is super low. Just because of um, you'll be struggling by the time anyway. So, hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it is like forcible. I almost want to put a tier 2, but tier 2 is like Giga Meta is basically just like Ainz and such, and like Homeru. Meta is everyone else that you can expect to see, and then tier 2 is like the pretty good stuff. And I think Aizen, especially because of his low SPA, is just one tier below that, because it's gonna be really hard to use him in story mode or challenges or anything, just because he is pretty expensive. And while you're wasting money on that, if someone's able to pass through you because it's only 16 15 seconds per hit, there's a good chance they can get pretty far, and you don't necessarily want that. Um, so yeah, I think I'll put that forcible. If you get unique on him though, he's still very strong. Don't get me wrong. Just maybe not someone you want to rely on. Now, Akeno, I don't remember how good she is. Akeno, Anime Adventures. Akemi. I want attack or cooldown. Alright, so this is unevolved, right? This can't be. Yeah, okay, cool. This unit, I think, is pretty okay. Yeah, I mean, ground magic, a little expensive, but I mean, it's fine. Being ground is pretty sad, because it has stats like Aizen, but doesn't have the passive like Aizen, and the whole reason he's even, pretty decent is because of passive. So I'll put her on forcible. Obviously, she's way worse than Aizen, so like, she's probably like bottom of forcible, but I mean, she's fine. If you use her, use her. She can do damage. She has a 3 placement. I don't remember exactly what Aizen's place, but it's probably like 3 or something. So yeah. Not great range, hits 3, so yeah, it's just a subpar unit in every way. What is your name again? Oh, whatever. I guess we'll just check the wiki. Nope. AA wiki cursed bullet. Anime Adventures. What's his name? Whatever. Mythical units evolved. Is it Akoku? Aku? Is it Aku? It's Akin. It's Akin. Akin Anime Adventures. That's it. Pretty sure that's who this is. Okay, so we'll have to use the Wayback Machine. But I remember this character being interesting. Obviously, they're not the best, but they were pretty interesting. They're a unit that I wanted. I can tell you that. Sure. Okay. Because if I remember right, they have like a passive that you can swap between modes. Yep, there it is. So, I mean, he's very interesting. I don't think he's that amazing, but he's very interesting, and I like that. I like cool units, so you get to choose how you want to play them. That's definitely my kind of unit. Allows great customization. They can fill the team slot that they're needed in. I think one is Boss Slayer, and one is what? Attack speed. Yeah, so that's crit. So, huh. Hmm. So, I mean, this is a pretty interesting unit, actually. If they added some really cool cursed units, or if they add some cool crit units, this could be a pretty fun unit. Um, Obviously, I think power creep has not been kind to this unit. Um, Specifically, the anniversary update, I think really messed with this guy. But I want to like him. But, you know how it is. You want to like him. Doesn't mean it's worth it. 50% more damage is significant though. That's, like 18. Obviously it's not tier 2. So I don't know why I'm thinking so hard, because it's going to be forcible. It's arguably better than Aizen. Let me think. Let me think if it's actually better than Aizen though. Can you swap them at will is the question. I think so. Um, so he has a crit chance, which means, you know, it is like 30% more DPS, and then if you add in this one, he still has crit chance, and but he gains 50%. So the DPS basically always stays the same, which is unfortunate. Does he ever hit air? No. Okay, yeah. All right, whatever. Unfortunately, I really want to put him higher, but I can't. This guy is interesting. Akoku. Koku Anime Adventures Wiki. So Koku, if I remember correctly, when he attacks, his SPA increases. And his damage is pretty bad. Yeah. After 12 seconds, he boosts his damage by 50% for around 5 seconds. So SPA does increase this, I believe, because I think it is on attack and not just time based. Which means that if you wanted to build a Koku, he would do significantly more damage. Problem is, he's been outclassed terribly. Cooldown's better, I think. So, is there any way you can make this interesting? Not really. I mean, 5k DPS is very bad. I think with Unique, I don't even think maybe. I think with Unique. With Unique, I think he becomes okay. Pretty decent. I think he even is in too much work category, because I think if you buff him with like Griffith or something, but he doesn't hit air, and his SPA is short, but yeah, he just doesn't do damage. His AoE circles is fine, but he doesn't even really multi-hit. So yeah, he's just, yeah. Yeah. I think he's totally fine with Unique. If you get Unique on him, he's a very usable unit. Actually, let me check his price. If he's too expensive, yeah, no, he's 45k, that's fine. It's not cheap, but it's not too expensive either. I think it's fine. If you get Unique, it's fine. Alright, so next up we have that dude. Akoku. No, that's what I just had. Oh, shoot. What's his name? They changed the name, so I have a hard time sometimes. Why is it not sticking? Bungo event anime. What update was that? Is that 18? Anime Adventures update 17.5, I think. It is 17.5. There we go. Let's just do all of them here. All these now. It's Aku. Okay. Nah, I won't. Aku. Um, why is this F/T? If I go back, let's try that. What if I just do this? What day did they save? December 29th? Yeah, that's fine. There it is. That's fun. Why is this loading so badly? But I know this unit. It's here too. He doesn't really have any effects. He just has like 330 or something DPS, or not DPS, excuse me, 330 just base damage. His DPS is pretty okay. It just he doesn't really do anything interesting. Um, Sometimes they have it like interactive, and sometimes they don't. But that's fine. Whatever. So yeah, it's fine. I worked too hard for this guy anyway. Albedo. I think they updated Albedo. Albedo. Cherub. I mean, maybe I should just do the tier list, then just talk about it afterwards. That's fine. So Albedo. Full AoE, pretty sweet. Damage a little not amazing, but I mean it's totally fine, to be honest. A little expensive. But I'm pretty sure she does hit air eventually, if I'm correct. Oh my god. She did fall off though. Alright, so she doesn't hit air. So, I mean, I've seen her use before. She's not bad, but if she doesn't hit air, this is significantly worse. Obviously. But her SPA is pretty good, so I mean, I want to say forcible, but I think she is tier 2. It's just the tier 1 full AoEs are so much better. All Might, I think he's tier 2. I don't think people would agree with me, but I don't think people actually agree with this because he is old, his damage is poor, but he just like is okay. Supports can only be really so bad, to be honest. I don't think he hits airs. Whoa. But he does push back, which is very interesting. So yeah, he has knockback. I don't know how that works. Like I haven't used knockback much, so I don't remember how long cooldown. But I'm pretty sure that it's a long cooldown and it's SPA. Like I think it is like a 20-second cooldown or something, which isn't amazing, obviously. But if you run this with other supports, this is a great like second support, which is not a thing that most people use really. Most people only have the one, like Amelia or something. They usually only run one support, but if you're running two supports, he's not bad. His DPS is fine, you know, it's not amazing, but people run Amelia and she doesn't even do damage, so um, early on, bad DPS, of course. Shut up, dude. I hate Twitch for that. Sorry, I just got a Twitch bot. Twitch really needs to fix that, to be honest. Maybe I need to open. Nah, it's fine. Whatever. I'm getting way too sidetracked by that. Let's go back to that. All right. So, yeah, All Might's tier 2. Um, as I said, he's a okay second support. Let's put Enforceable actually. I don't know. There's so many second supports nowadays, especially with the newer ones that like you don't need to go this far. If you really want to use him, he's totally usable. But I think that's what Forceful's made for. If you really want to use a unit, you could use it, but it's never going to be a big thing. And I think he's at the bottom because he's just not that amazing. He won't carry you in anything. Um, and of all support things, you know, pushback is not that. Alucard's meta. I want to put in Giga meta, but he's not good in portals and stuff. He's, like in anything past 20 rounds he's good. But, you know, he's not the best. He's like Ainz, but not full AoE. His pass is insane. His activated ability is insane. Ainz is Giga meta. Alucard's insane. I just don't really want to put him too high, to be honest. But I mean, we'll just double check. But regen, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. 15 15 goals, 5 riders, and then 2 goals. 120-second cooldown, so low. Yeah, I mean, I really want to farm him because of this, but his DPS is really solid. I mean, what's his placement again? Is he 2+ placement? He's 3. Yeah, he's insane. But I don't want to put him in Giga meta. That's like basically just for Ainz and Homura. Angel is, I want to say tier 2 if I remember correctly. Angel, Anime Adventures, Paragon Devil. Aren't they a hill? They're a ground. Right. Problem is, they're actually not that bad. It's just their passive kills them because now you have to run Sakura. If they added like a relic or something, but I almost want to put in too much work because you have to run Sakura on your team. But I think it is like it's just good enough that it's worth the work if you have a good one. Um, it's just too much work. It's good, but it belongs in forceful category. Like its actual damage is, you know, tier 2 worthy. It's just not worth the work, honestly. You're gonna really hurt your team build by ever trying to run him. And that's Aokijo. He was like a battle pass unit or something. So we'll check that out. Aokijo, Blue Pheasant. This guy stinks. 15 SPA, 90k damage. I think he is forcible on most content. He's AoE full. I mean, you can do anything with AoE fulls. Yeah, I mean, there's so many bad full AoEs. But he's just so bad, to be honest. I mean, we're not losing. I'm okay with random curses. Watch him be like top damage still, yeah. But yeah, I think he's just too much work. He's very expensive, and he just doesn't do that much damage. He is good though. It's just, you know. Okay, so then Faker. Or Archer, rather. I'm so upset they turned him into Faker. right, because they changed his name. Does this page work? Whatever. Yeah, I mean, his damage is okay. I think he hits air. No, maybe, shit, is it him or Lancer that turns into hybrid? But he's fine. His damage is pretty high. He's great with traits for, like, Infinity Cast and stuff. He's obviously not the best unit. You don't want him, per se, but he's there if you need him. Arima. Arima's another one that is, like, an old Battle Pass unit or something. Oh, is he not actually? Is he just like a really old unit? Wow. Does he do anything interesting? He's ground, he's cone, his attack rate's okay. I mean, you don't want him ever. His damage sucks. I think it's in You Can Try. His damage is so low that even if you get unique or something on him, he's still like 20k DPS, which is like okay, I guess. I guess forcible. In almost all content, that's enough. Like, if you're doing your dailies and stuff, that's fine. You'll never be able to push content with him, though. Even this guy, he has similar damage, but he goes fast. Like, he has an interesting thing to build around. And if you use, like, crit on him, that's interesting. Austin is here, too. Um... You know what? I'm just gonna stop streaming and I'm gonna go over the tier list